Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call Halayim La, Allahayanawu, YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, bahasham, Barak. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim out here pushing this gospel of truth and in sincerity to the best of their ability given to them by YAHAWASHI, the 144,000 elected men, the true prophets of the Lord YAHAWASHI out here on the highways and byways as well as at home, making video epistles day in and day out, week in and week out, risking their safety day in and day out, battling the elements day in and day out for this truth, for YAHAWASHI. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect scattered abroad. May the election of YAHAWAH, bahasham, YAHAWASHI, Lord willing, fall upon all your houses. Amen. So, for those that have been watching and keeping up, with the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict, as well as, just news going on around the world, you start to piece, things together, And, as far as dealing with the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict, I believe, which everything that we're starting to see, as far as all these things happening, riots going out, certain situations happening which are causing the riots, and all these things are ultimately planned by the elites, the top elite banker families of the world, man. Which again, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, so on and so forth, man. All these situations that are arising are planned by these damn elites, And as it says in 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11, it says, lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You go into that word devices, it goes into his meditations, his wicked thoughts, man, his wicked plans, So we understand, what's going on, and with that, that Kyle Rittenhouse verdict, that caused, which again I believe is planned, they caused rioting to happen because of that verdict, man. You had so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans ultimately rising up and rioting because of that situation, and I believe, the rioting, it wasn't, and I think it's still actually going, and not too much of it is is violent, man. I know you got some more up in the northwestern parts of America, like Oregon, Washington, they're rioting, but there's not, I'm from Oregon, there's not too many so-called black folks out there, there's very, very, very little, Well, I think, and even then, you got a so-called, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans rioting in other parts of the country, which are predominantly more, more so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans there, and they're not rioting, So I think that ultimately kind of pissed off the elites, and they're using that verdict basically as a catalyst to help, bring in and usher in, this race war that's going to ultimately take place, man. Which again, you could read that in the scriptures in Matthew's the 24th chapter, man. Where it talks about, rumors of wars and that, nation shall rise up against nation, or kingdom shall rise up against kingdom, and nation shall rise up against nation. You go all the way back to Genesis, the 25th chapter, and Rebecca's womb was two manner of people, so two different nations in her womb, and they struggled, basically within her, which is symbolic for, I guess the hatred towards one another, that Esau and Jacob have, and that the constant battles, the constant tension between the two nations, man, so-called blacks and so-called white folks, man, really it's the Israelites and the Edomites, So that you look at that today, and there's constant tension, there's constant, constant hatred. Scriptures tell you in Ezekiel 35:5 that Esau has a perpetual hatred, everlasting hatred for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Really, you Israelites, man. Period. Whatever, because again, we have Israelites that have been scattered into other nations and look like the nations that they've been scattered in, man. But again, going back to the elites saw this as an opportunity to, create some type of situation to where they're going to be able to control the narrative, you know, and that narrative would be you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, mainly you so-called blacks, to be painted as, you know, a career, you know, as a nation, a career criminals, you know, lifelong criminals. You know, you're the ones that are causing all the problems that are going to happen or that are happening in the world, and so on and so forth. All this negative, you know, narrative that they're trying to paint. Hey, they're painting it, man. You know, it's being painted right before our eyes, man. And again, they use that Kyle Rittenhouse verdict, you know, to ultimately, you know, like I said, man, to catapult them into, you know, the next step of the phase, man. You know, it says right here, Black Lives Matter activists wonder whether Waukesha attack linked to Rittenhouse verdict. It says sounds possible the revolution has started, right? You go into it, it says Black Lives Matter activist Vaughn Mays suggests that Waukesha Christmas party attack on Sunday might be linked to retaliation for the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict. It says Mays speculated despite there being no evidence of a connection between the verdict and the attack, he arrived at the scene of the parade attack on Monday and addressed his audience on Facebook in a live stream video. So he's putting out this, you know, this information of, you know, there being, you know, a revolution starting, you know, so on and so forth, which again, you know, even that right there, you know, he could have been an agent, you know, to go out there and say these things, but there, you know, people hear certain information, certain pieces of information, and it starts sort of an uproar, man. It gets people's spirit, you know, bumping and jumping, man. You know, it puts a sort of a kind of a feeling on people. Oh, the revolution starting. Hell yeah, man. You know, let's get this, man. You know, especially in the younger crowd, man. You know. But I'll skip past what he says. It says right here. It says Black Lives Matter activist Vaughn L. Mays at the scene of the Waukesha parade attack. It's like, yeah. It says, at the scene of the Waukesha parade attack, it sounds like the revolution has started, mentioning hearing from a source who believes Dale Brooks may have been motivated by Kyle Rittenhouse verdict, you know, and this is, you know, like I said, it's speculation, man, you know. He very well could have, you know, been the one that was to sit there and start the whole, you know, pushing that whole narrative, man. And what happened? They came out with, oh, it's Daryl Brooks, so on and so forth. And, you know, it just so happens that his ass is part of or is affiliated with, you know, the so-called black Hebrew Israelites. Again, we're not black, you know, we're different shades of brown, man. Really, we look like, you know, you know, it looks like all the nations, man, you know, because again, Deuteronomy 28 verse 64 tells you that Israel was scattered into all nations, right? You know, which majority of the Israelites are here in America, but still we have Israelites that are scattered into all the nations, man. You know, you have at the GMS Phoenix camp, you have an Israelite that looks like a so-called white man, you know. It's not about your skin color, you know. But Esau Edom is pushing that type of narrative, man, you know, and it's keeping that, you know, type of narrative that, you know, people are about your skin color. Well, it's not about your skin color, it's about your spirit, man, you know. But it says I'll keep reading. Actually, I'll drop down a little bit. It says police arrest Daryl Brooks Jr. early Monday in connection with the parade attack. Brooks has criminal history that includes several felony cases and misdemeanors. So, you know, it's crazy that, you know, they every time that, you know, there's a Jake, you know, when it happens, you know, like this, or situations happen like this, or a Jake gets killed or something like that, you know, they always put, you know, they always add in the fact or create up a narrative that he's a lifelong criminal. He has this, he has felony cases, he has misdemeanors, you know. Hey, you're never going to hear about a so-called black person in the news that has been killed by so-called white folks or being put in jail for a crime that they don't have, you know, a lengthy criminal, you know, history, man, you know. Even if they don't, they're going to paint that narrative, man, you know. And we've seen that time and time again where Jakes don't have, you know, that type of they don't live that type of lifestyle, yet Esau creates it, man. Esau puts it there, you know. And then you're gonna have family members come out and say, no, he wasn't like that, he didn't have no criminal history, you know, and so on and so forth. Why? Because Esau Edom doesn't want the people to know the truth. Esau Edom is all about lies. John 8:44 says what, man? The latter end of that verse, it says what, man? That he is a liar and the father of it, man. You know, and matter of fact, let me grab that scripture because it goes deeper than that. It goes all the way back to Cain and Abel, man. Esau, the spirit of Esau Edom, the spirit that is in Esau Edom is not able, you know, is not able to tell the truth. This goes John, the 8th chapter, and the 44th verse, it says, ye are of your father the devil, man. And who is that talking about, man? That's talking about Esau, man. The self-proclaimed so-called white folks, man. It says, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning. Now, who was a murderer in the beginning, man? It starts with Cain and Abel, man. Cain murdered his brother Abel, man. And then tried to hide it, man. Tried to, he basically, deny the fact, man. It says, he was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. So Esau Edom is not even capable of telling the truth, man. All he can do is tell a lie, man. Push a false narrative. It says, when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Let's grab another one, man. Let's grab another one, and then we're gonna grab another another article. The elder apostle Tahar, or Slaki, elder apostle Gabar, ultimately used as well. That proves it more, man. This is Psalms, the 10th chapter, the 7th verse. It says, his mouth is full of cursings and deceits. Full of cursing, deceit, and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity, right? So Esau Edom, all he can do is lie, man. And you go into that word deceit, it goes into to misrepresenting and to concealing the truth. That's all Esau Edom does. He sits there and he distorts the truth and puts it out. He has turned the truth into a lie, man. Esau Edom is a fucking, he's a born liar, man. We read it in the scriptures, man. And again, the narrative that we're seeing is nothing but a lie. All he's trying to do is make us to seem as if we are the criminals, man, as if we are the wicked, and then he takes that back and says, see, to the Most High, and says, see what they're doing, see what they're doing. But hey, the Lord YAHAWASHI sees all these things, man. Proverbs 15:3, it says, the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good. Hey, well, the Lord YAHAWASHI said he hates lying, man, which is an evil. He hates evil. It says to fear the Lord is to hate evil. Hey, so the Lord YAHAWASHI sees right through y'all, man. He sees right through y'all, and he's giving the spirit unto his men to see right through your plan as well, man. And this is why we're out here on the highways and byways, man. It's to warn our people and say, hey, this is the kind of narrative that he's pushing, and you better prepare for what's coming, man. Because they're talking about a revolution, a revolution arising. That's the narrative that's coming out, and a lot of people, are gonna, the scriptures tell you not to follow not a multitude to do evil. Well, hey, 2/3 of our people are gonna follow in that multitude and do some type of evil, which is gonna bring forth a race war, man. You got the white supremacist group and so on and so forth. All these these so-called white folks giving a lifetime a lifetime amount of ammunition to Kyle Rittenhouse and so on and so forth. All these gun owners are coming out praising Kyle Rittenhouse and so on and so forth, and they're all so-called white folks, man. But yet on the other hand, you got these so-called black folks rioting, and really it's not even rioting, they're protesting, against what happened, man, and showing that they're, they understand what the fuck's going on, man, But hey, here soon, it's about to get a lot worse, man, and we see that, man. Now going into basically proving that this is basically a false narrative. You go into this is the articles that Elder Apostle Gabar had used. It says Newsweek.com. It says, while Kesha suspect misinformation spreads as fake photo of SUV driver shared. It says misinformation and disinformation is circulating on social media after a red SUV sped through a Christmas parade in Milwaukee, suburb of Waukesha, Wisconsin, on Sunday, killing at least 5 people and injuring more than 40 others. Right? It says a person of interest is in custody. Waukesha Police Chief Dan Thompson said at a news conference on Sunday night. Right? So that means what, man? Sunday night, he said somebody was in custody. What we read, in the other article, matter of fact, let me go back just to prove that. We read, it says right here, just above the blue letters, it says police arrest Darrell Brooks early Monday, right? So in the morning, right? So they're talking about they have a suspect in custody on Sunday night. So it cannot be Darrell Brooks, right? So that means you have more than one suspect in custody. You're arresting multiple people, in the situation, right? Or multiple people that are suspected of in the situation, which they're not coming out saying, oh, we have multiple suspects in custody, when there was only one person driving the car, but yet they got Darrell Brooks and he's the face of, the actual, the killings, the drive, whatever you want to call it, the drive through or the drive into the parade or whatever, the attack is what they're calling it, If you already got a suspect in custody, and you're not giving details or anything like that, how is Darrell Brooks arrested that next morning, and is assumed to be that suspect, man? Again, that's that false. There's holes, in this this narrative, man. And Esau Edom is he's banking on people not paying attention, man. He's banking on people, not reading between the lines, man. Looking at things for face value and not being spiritual about it, man. It says since then, false information about the perpetrator has been posted on Twitter. Hey, did we not read that dude, the black activist Vaughn Mays or whatever his name is, went on Twitter and posted, and saying that the revolution is starting, and saying and actually posted that it was Darrell Brooks, that was in suspect. He didn't talk about, that Sunday night they already had a suspect in custody. He talked about Darrell Brooks. Now he very well could be an agent as well, just like the driver that actually went through the parade. He could have been an agent, man. Ultimately being paid off by the elites, and it might not have been directly by the elites, but the elites are the ones that make the plans, and set up the narrative and so on and so forth, and and it goes down the line, down the chain, man. And the money is exchanged, down the line, right? It says, since then, false information about the perpetrator has been posted on Twitter, including some claiming that he has been identified as Sam Hyde. On Monday morning, NBC News reported that Darrell Brooks, 39, was the person taken into custody Sunday night. Well, we already watched the video. Hold on, Slakia. Someone calling. Slakia, we didn't watch the video. We read the last article. It said that he was arrested Monday morning, early Monday, man. So if he was taken into custody, on Monday, why does it say here that he's taken into custody on Sunday? And this is why you got to look at multiple articles, man. Because these articles contradict each other badly, man. Proving that basically this whole thing is made up, man. You're looking right at all the holes of this, these articles, man. All this whole narrative, you're seeing all the holes, man. And then you start to understand, okay, why these devils are doing that, man. It's to make us look bad, man. It's to make again, paint that narrative to the world, of us being criminals, man, of us being nothing but the wicked, man. When we're not, man. The wicked clearly tells you who the scriptures tell you clearly who the wicked are, man. It's Esau Edom, man. Malachi 1:4 says what? They're the border of wickedness, man. So no matter what kind of narrative they ultimately push out here, hey, the wicked is still them, That's why it says we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. Hey, the rest of the world might be, but we're not, We understand that. That's why we're coming out here, making videos about, hey, he's not with the, he's not with the Hebrew Israelites, man. He very well could be an agent, man. Just to play that part. On top of that, GMS, hey, we're docile, man. We might say some things that might hurt some people's feelings, but for the that's as far as we go. We're not gonna go fight you. We're not gonna pick up arms. We're not gonna do none of that shit, man. But it says right here, it says several accounts shared a tweet that included a picture of a white man in a red vehicle. right? So how, Darrell Brooks is not a so-called white man, he's an Israelite. He's a so-called black man, It says, and identified him as a driver at SUV who sped through the parade. Twitter has removed the initial tweet by an account with the handle blah 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 for violating the platform rules, right, man? Because again, they don't want the truth to go out there, man. They want that narrative that they want to be pushed, not the narrative, that is the truth. They don't want the truth to be out there, man. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna eliminate all possibilities of that truth, or eliminate every ounce of the truth coming out. So that way, again, they can continue to deceive the people. But hey, that's not going to happen, man. The scriptures say, in Luke 8 chapter, the 17th verse, there's nothing that shall be hid that shall not be made manifest. So all these things are coming out, man. You got the accuser of our brethren, man, here soon is going to be cast down. Matter of fact, let me grab that. It's Revelations, the 12th chapter. In the 10th verse, let me grab it real quick. Got my other phone. Revelations chapter 12 and verse 10. It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and kingdom of our Lord YAHAWASHI. Right, man, and that's what's coming, man. It says, and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. And this is what we're waiting for, man. Because Esau Edom is taking, this narrative and accusing us with it, man. It's a false narrative, It's a completely false narrative, but using these situations and saying, oh, see what they're doing. See these people, they're nothing but brutes. They're nothing but, wicked, they're criminals, It says, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. Right, man. This is what this damn devil is doing, man. He's creating a false narrative so he can paint us as the wicked. But hey, he can't run away from who he is, man. He is the wicked, man. And soon he's going to be cast down, And Lord will, it's sooner than later, man. So that's all I really got. I just want to bring that out, man. Call Lord Yahawashim Al-Shai, bahasham Kakwadash. Double honors to the other apostles and other bishops of Great Millstone and rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to that came out here pushing this gospel of truth and in sincerity to the best of their ability given to them by Yahawashim Al-Shai. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect scattered abroad. May the election Yahawashim Al-Shai, Lord willing, upon your house. I want to say Shalom, Kwame Yasharala, and above all, Shalom.